Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I know it's been a while and today's video is actually a little different in the sense that I'm going to attempt to vlog me and a couple of mates heading up to Beachy Head, going for a drive and then getting breakfast. So yeah, there's a couple of cars that are coming. Got my Megane, Josh's Civic FN2, and I did actually begin filming that when the sun was shining, and I'm really looking forward to reviewing it because it's completely changed to how it was before. So it was a completely stock FN2 and now it's been really modified. DC5 cams, DC5 oil pump, coilovers, stripped to the rear, bigger brakes, stickier tyres, you name it, everything that needs to be done to make the FN2 a great car has been done. So yeah, that'll be on the channel next. But in the meantime, I thought I'd talk a little bit about the Megane. So we're going to jump in the car, head off once the rest of the guys get here, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I've been up to with the Megane at the minute and also what I've got planned for the Cup. The car now. So we're now in the warmth and comfort of the Megane and we are heading to Beachy Head. The mist is beginning to clear, which is fantastic, and the sun is starting to shine through, so hopefully I can get some really nice clips. We've got some really nice cars with us today. We've got James's Storm Grey Clio 200, and the Storm Grey in itself is actually quite a rare colour. We've got Josh in his Civic FN2, which I've already introduced. Elle in his Clio 197, which we are slowly swaying him to start modifying it a bit more. He's done a few nice bits to it at the minute that the 197 really needs just to bring out that playful hot hatch character. And then we've got Ben in his Mazda MX-5. Ben actually has an EP3 and he couldn't be bothered to bring it out today to match us in the hot hatch gang because it was buried behind a load of stuff apparently in the garage. It only dawned on me last week actually that I hadn't really done an update on the Megane for some time, or the Clio. In fact, you know, a couple of weeks goes past and before you know it, it's a whole month since I've uploaded any content. And back in January, I actually took the Megane to get the belts done. Now, at the time, back in late 2021, I didn't realise, but I was under the impression that these cars are actually only due after 6 years. What I wasn't aware of was the fact that I think this only really applies to Megane 250s and above. And the R26 doesn't fit into that category, which means that the belts were actually overdue by a year, but not on mileage. So near the tail end of 2021, I stopped driving the Megane altogether out of fear of snapping the belts. I headed up to AWMotorworks, and if anyone moves in the Renault scene, you'll know that is owned by Alex. Alex is a fantastic guy, and in fact he actually was the one that turbocharged my original 172 Cup when he was working for Engine Dynamics. Later on, a couple of years later, he sort of broke away from that and went and started working for himself independently. And during that time, he's sort of gone from strength to strength. You know, I've seen, and I think everyone has seen Alex grow from working for someone else, making that huge leap at the time, I'm sure, to open up his own garage. And now, you know, it's brilliant to see that he is just flat out with work all the time. And to be quite honest, I don't think I would take my R26 anywhere else. Alex is the person I trust most, and when you're getting the belts done, it's really important to go to a Renault specialist who knows what they're doing, because Renault engines are notoriously difficult to time up, and if you don't know what you're doing, then you can get it wrong. That being said, you know, all my fears about the belts being worn out on the Megane were not really warranted. When we took the belt off, or Alex took the belt off, it turns out it looked pretty brand new, to be honest. There was no real reason for me not to drive the car, but it just wasn't worth the risk. So you just don't know with Cambelt. It's a bit of a lottery. You have to go off what's been written in the service history, and as it turns out, it was done by someone that Alex knows. They're a V6 specialist. I can't quite remember their name. One thing Alex did say is that the R26 Megane engines, or the Meg engines, are a lot easier to time up and not as complicated or as fussy, should we say, as the F4R engine that you get in the Mark II and Mark III Clios. But that being said, I still wouldn't really take my car anywhere else to get it timed up. Alex knows exactly what he's doing, and he also has a set price, which is brilliant because you know exactly what you're going to pay for before you arrive. There's no hidden costs, there's no, oh, it took a couple of hours extra. Alex was up and down on the ramp, you know, manoeuvring around things, taking out arch liners to get the belts done, and he got it done within like 3 hours, I think. So yeah, I went out there for 3 hours, drove away a happy customer with brand new belts. He seemed to approve of the Megane. He said whoever had it before had done some really nice stuff to the engine bay, and it looked really OEM, and yeah, overall really happy with it. One of the, yeah, so now the engine's timed up perfectly. And you know what, like, we're out today, and really interestingly you can see that James's 200 is in a long swooping bend, just as good as the Meg. The only time the R26 really starts to come into its own when you compare it to another Renault Sport chassis is the differential, and the way that I'm able to get on the power so much sooner coming off of a bend or a roundabout than he is. Tell you what, driving down these roads at the minute in the R26, just long swooping bends, tight corners, it just makes perfect sense. It's such a brilliant car to drive. Doesn't take away from the fact that I said earlier that in a previous video that maybe it's a little bit dull on the rotor at times. I'm wincing because there's so many potholes on this road. Doesn't feel like it's doing the car much good. You almost feel bad for it. I guess this is a good time really to talk to you a little bit about what I've been up to at the minute whilst I haven't been uploading. I know that uploading's been a bit sparse at the minute. I've moved, so the Clio now has a new home, which is cool. It's got a little car shed, and I'm hoping that this becomes like the hub or the central part of where I do most of the modification videos for that. At the minute I'm trying to hunt down a nice set of 15-inch rims for the 172 and some sticky tyres as well, so I'm thinking AR1s or NS2Rs, whatever really comes up and what's a good price at the time. And then some Brembo brackets as well for the Brembos. So, you know, I have actually got a stable steering wheel as well already lined up. So I am slowly starting to build up a collection of bits for the Clio before the track time in May. So that will happen. It's just a case of trying to balance everything at the minute, moving, house stuff, and yeah. I guess this is a great opportunity as well to really introduce Carbonsoulz to everybody. So I've been working in the background on this for some time, and I actually launched Carbonsoulz in 2020. But then I took it down again because I wasn't really fully happy with the quality. I've been working on that a lot recently, and I'm excited to now announce that I will be selling automotive artwork. You'll notice a big theme with this, and at the moment it's all Renault Sport, so hopefully I've got a bit of a fan base that likes those sort of cars. I will be adding more manufacturers in the future, and as I begin to review other people's cars such as Josh's FN2, hopefully an EP3 and different car manufacturers, I will also be doing artwork to support them. But at the minute it's exclusively Renault Sport, and I thought it would be a really good way to support this channel, but also not just sell YouTube merch, because that is, you know, a bit naff. This is genuine high quality automotive artwork that hopefully you guys like. So let me know in the comments what you think. Part of me launching this poster series as well, making them ready available to you guys, is also to support my brother James, who has decided to start racing. So a little backstory, James all his life has been, well, since he could first get on a scooter, has gravitated toward bikes over cars, although he is a petrol head through and through. And this season he's decided to go racing. So some of the videos coming up in the future will be all about James, his racing. I went and watched him race at Brands Hatch a couple of weeks ago actually, and he's a rookie at the minute, which means he needs to get through the first couple of races, but he managed to place third, so super proud of him, and I'm hoping to upload more content on that in the near future. So in the background we're working on a few videos. Next weekend I'll be at Silverstone to film him and kind of share with you guys what he does and his road to hopefully winning more races, I guess. And in turn, Carbonsoulz will hopefully become like a sponsor to him. As many of you will know, going racing and competing at a competitive level does cost money. So yeah, I'm excited to explore that. I'll hopefully be uploading a video soon on that, and doing a video with him in more detail all about his bike. It's a Yamaha R6 and the race series that he's a part of. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And next up will be a video on Josh's Civic FN2. Well, I'll be asking the question, is the FN2 that he has now built how it should have left the factory? Perhaps. Let's see.